National Basketball Association, or NBA, in the U.S., it's facing a huge backlash from U.S. lawmakers for its reaction to this tweet by the Houston Rockets general manager, a tweet backing pro-democracy demonstrations right here in Hong Kong. The NBA makes billions of dollars in the Chinese market, and it's apparently siding with Beijing, calling Daryl Morey's tweet regrettable. Despite his apology, several Chinese businesses are now suspending ties with the Houston Rockets over that tweet. The response is also drawing bipartisan criticism from U.S. politicians who say the league is bowing to pressure from Beijing. Republican Senator Marco Rubio summed it up this way, saying NBA players have no problem speaking out on politics and social issues in America, but they apologized to China for a pro-democracy tweet from an NBA team executive. Hypocrites. And Democratic Congressman Eric Swalwell tweeted, "Listen, some things are more important than money, like doing the right thing." Daryl Morey tweeted about human rights and supporting Hong Kong protests. How ironic that you're siding with communism to advance your greed.
The league handled the situation overall.
I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not here to judge how the league handled the situation. I just think that, when you're misinformed or you're not educated about something, and I'm just talking about, the tweet itself. You never know the ramifications that can happen. We all seen what that did. Not only did for our league, but for all of us in America, for people in China as well. And sometimes you have to think through things that you say that may cause harm, not only for yourself, but for the majority of people. And I think that's just a prime example of that.
Could the league ask the Lakers to go back? Would you want to go back?
I've always, for me personally, like I said, I've always been welcome with open arms. I've been to China probably over 15 to 20 times. And the main reason I've always wanted to go back to China is because of the game of basketball. The game of basketball has brought people together in so many different facets, so many different countries, different people that you would never, ever expect. And that's always been my goal, going over to China, to be able to have the game that we all cover, this beautiful game of basketball that we all love and talk about every single day.
Hong Kong people are really suffering right now, and now you come up with speech like that, and people start burning his jersey. Like, I run a social media page, people send me like video, they start burning Lebron jersey just because of his speech.
I wanted you to hear this. I was going to bring this up earlier. It's necessary to bring up now. We all know that LeBron James has been absolutely sensational with his I Promise school, as his foundation, the kind of charitable and philanthropic things that he's done is absolutely sensational. There is no question about that. He has been a role model. He has been a sensational individual. He's the greatest player in the world as far as I'm concerned, and a lot of things. But to call him a leader at this particular moment in time, that would not apply. When you talk to people inside the bubble, let me tell you what I heard, Max Kellerman. I heard, first of all, he was speaking out of pocket and was talking to the players in a fashion that really turned some of these young cats off. The younger generation of players were not having what they were hearing from LeBron James because the fashion in which he spoke to them. So when he stormed out of there, I was told it was in part because of that. And he sort of came off like, I got mine, I don't need this, and walked out. Now, we later learned that the Lakers and the Clippers were the two teams that did not want to participate while the other 28 teams were willing to go forward. Well, LeBron James, or when everybody thought the meeting was over, LeBron James grabs the mic. And from what I'm told, talks for about 15 minutes. And he's talking about 15 minutes in a fashion that turned everybody off because they had already agreed to to what they were going to do moving forward. And he was talking about, quote, the guys beneath me. I have to look out for the guys beneath me, to the point where you had people saying, what the hell you mean beneath you? Now, they didn't say that to him, but they certainly said it to people like myself, Woj, and others who are covering that meeting. His argument, Max and Charlie, was that he was trying to say to the owners, we need y'all support. Are y'all gonna do this for us? Are y'all gonna do that for us? We need this. And everybody was like, we've already agreed. We're willing to do whatever you need us to do to help you. What are you talking about? And by the way, if you're going to speak and you call yourself a leader, why are you the last one to speak instead of the first one to speak? This is the kind of attitude. I don't know if they told him that directly, but I know several people have communicated to me what transpired in that meeting. Even folks that weren't in the meeting have heard about the reading. A lot of people are talking about it in Orlando.
I wrote something about LeBron James that needs further explanation. I called LeBron James a bigot. I wrote a column this week, headline Whitlock, LeBron James is a bigot. I did that because of the way LeBron James has reacted in this moment of civil unrest, racial tension throughout America. LeBron James has been promoting this racial tension. Why? Is this proper leadership? Is this a mature response to the problems we're having here in America? In Kenosha, Wisconsin this week, as all of you all know, the police shot Jacob Blake 7 times in the back as he resisted arrest and tried to get into his car. We don't have enough facts about this case for anybody to be rendering some kind of strong, over-the-top opinion about who's right or who's wrong.
Quite frankly, it's just
up. There are a lot of details to various incidents, not George Floyd, because we saw that on video, but others you can look at and you can interpret any way you want to, all right? Why did this man go back to the car? Why did this guy fight with the police officer and run away?
People get tired of hearing me say it, but we are scared as black people in America. Black men, black women, black kids, we are terrified. You have no idea how that cop that day left the house. You don't know if he woke up on the good side of the bed. You don't know if he woke up on the wrong side of the bed. You don't know if he had an argument at home with a significant other. Or maybe he just left the house saying that today is gonna be the end for one of these black people. That's what it feels like.
Social media has put these athletes and other celebrities on a pedestal and given them an outsized voice in the media space. LeBron James has more than 40 million Twitter followers, probably got another 30, 40 million followers on Instagram. He has a bigger platform right now to speak to America than any individual person in the media. But somehow we've taken an athletic prodigy like LeBron James, put him on a pedestal as if he's some kind of social and cultural and political leader, and no one's supposed to question him when he does things and behaviors that are the exact same as the white bigots that he says he's fighting against. And so I went into detail about his response to what happened in Kenosha. With less than 24 hours after the shooting of Jacob Blake, LeBron James tweeted out his initial report. And y'all wonder why we say what we say about the police. Someone please tell me what the hell, what the F is this? Exactly, another black man being targeted. This shit is so wrong and so sad. Feel so sorry for him, his family, and our people. We want justice. I just don't take an anecdote or even a series of anecdotes and apply them to all black people. As LeBron James takes an anecdote in Wisconsin, an anecdote in Minneapolis, an anecdote with Trayvon Martin, or this series of anecdotes over the last 7, 8 years, and say, oh, This explains it all about policemen, and we're targeted, and we're being hunted because the police kill about 1,300 people a year, 300 black people a year, and somehow this is a sweeping indictment of the police. Most of those killings are justified. Anybody, when the rampant violence in black communities all over America, in black poor communities all over America, we don't want anybody making generalizations about us, about what goes on in Chicago on a daily basis. What LeBron James and athletes are doing is not well thought out. Period. End of discussion. And I'm sorry if that offends some people, but I don't have to sit here and pretend like LeBron James, who can't even say the word subdue, the dude said say do. They needed to find a way to say do and detain Jacob Blake. I don't have to sit here and pretend like this dude's a rocket scientist. He's not a Rhodes Scholar. He's not a political thought leader. He's not a social thought leader. He's ignorant, and he's speaking out of ignorance way too often. Let the facts come in. At some point, Monday night, after playing the Portland Trail Blazers, he holds another post-game press conference and wants to comment about the police and the deal in Kenosha. I know people get tired of hearing me say it, but we are scared as black people in America. Black men, black women, black kids, we are terrified. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What black community has LeBron James lived in where black people are living in terror of the police? Stop it. That's a blatant lie, and he knows it. Stop it. We know the violence that is ravaging black communities, and it ain't the police. It's a lie. It's a political game that he's playing. Stop it.
To a go on in the world, you know, you better you go your bed.